Alrighty guys, we're here at Aquatic Gallery in Richmond, Kentucky, and we are about to walk through the most beautiful saltwater only store I have ever been to. He's going to tell us what he's going to do in the future, why he's doing it. Yeah, let's go for it. What's your name, man?
My name's Chadwick.
Chadwick, yes. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, and thank you for coming up here.
Absolutely.
This has been a passion of mine so that's the reason why I decided to open up the exact store that I've always wanted.
Absolutely, that's amazing. Let's take a look. Golly.
As you walk in to the left here, I apologize because it's a little dark and moody in here.
All good.
But, this will be a 2,000-gallon display tank with a 3D drop-off. It's going to have drop-offs in all directions.
Oh my goodness.
The dimensions of this is 48 inches, so 4 feet by 8 feet, and it holds roughly 2,000 gallons, not taking into consideration the rock and whatnot that'll be in here.
Wow, that is amazing. I'm so excited to come back and see that. But then, of course, I would be remiss to say how beautiful this store is when you walk in. It is immaculate.
Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
It's been a passion of, it's been a labor of love. It's a lot of work opening a store, especially when you're DIYing and bootstrapping everything.
Absolutely.
But I've always wanted to have a store like this, as I mentioned, outside, and really, now that I've had some customers coming in, I'm realizing that they wanted a lot of this as well.
Absolutely.
So what inspired this store is actually public aquariums. That's what my background is in. And from the music that's playing to the lighting that's in here to even how everything is displayed on either side of the store itself is really reminiscent to a lot of the public aquariums that I've been in and worked in.
Wow, that's amazing. So what public aquarium did you work with?
Worked with Steinhardt Aquarium and the Waikiki Aquarium in Honolulu, Hawaii.
That's amazing. So it is the coolest thing to come to a fish store designed by an aquarist. And I don't mean just a hobbyist aquarist, but a public aquarist, because you can definitely see the, I want to say, showmanship of this entire place. It's beautiful. You can see, I know I've done videos of the Chattanooga Aquarium or Tennessee Aquarium, whatever you want to call it. And you will recognize the lighting, you'll recognize the mood music. Of course, there they play banjo music because we're in the South. But here it's just stunning. It's stunning. So tell me about, you said these are going to be displays. There's 4 of them. And what kind of displays are you going to do?
So with these, because we are focusing primarily on coral, these are actually going to be focusing more on the fish side. We will have fish that we're still working on the back piece of this business. But one of these will be, for example, a large Heteractis magnifica anemone with clownfish. One will be seahorses because that's my specialty.
Oh, nice.
I love seahorses, I always have. And being in Kentucky, thoroughbred country.
Absolutely.
One will be garden eels. So you need a deeper sand bed for them, but they love being like a species only tank. So that'll be one of them, and I'm still trying to figure out the last one. It'll probably be something like some kind of anemone tank or something that's really, really.
You gotta have a Nemo, man. When you're a fish store, if you have a clownfish and anemone, you've got to.
Yeah, I love rock flower anemones and Rhycordia. So, and I have several back there. I'll show you in a minute, but yeah, I think one dedicated to that, just to show people that it doesn't have to be about fish or coral, it can just be about like anemones in that case.
Beautiful. I love that, man. I really love it. And you separate it beautifully. I mean, when I say that usually a fish store, so like my fish store in Chattanooga, I bought it at 21 and I laid it out kind of like I had seen fish stores laid out. But you have a background in a public aquarium. Sure. And so everything that you're going to do is just so, and I'm going to say this word a million times, but immaculate. I mean, this is gorgeous. It's awe-inspiring for a fish store owner, and I'm sure for the hobbyists that'll be watching this. It is absolutely stunning to walk in here and see it. So please walk us through your systems over here. What have we got?
So each one of these systems is 400 gallons, and each one will be dedicated to a specific type of coral. Given the location, sticks and SPS aren't necessarily as popular as they are in other parts of the country, but I will have a section for that. But this one will most likely be like LPS, something that's more flowy and like torches and frog spun. As you can see, there's a little bit of a mix right now. This next one will most likely be polyps and Rhycordia and frags and, or not frags, mushrooms, and
Mushrooms,
that
got
sort
it.
of thing. The third one will most likely be dedicated to SPS. It'll probably also be dedicated to leathers on the other side, kind of splitting it up. And then the final one will actually be dedicated to clams.
Very
So,
cool.
Clams are great to have in your aquarium, and they're fairly easy to keep, especially in a reef aquarium, because if it's able to support a reef, it's able to support clams.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm loving the yellow tangs, of course, in the hobby right now. Pretty difficult to find. These are the tank raised ones, correct?
They're from Biota.
Biota, yep. Did you get them at penny sized like they've been selling?
Yeah, they're about a quarter size when I got them, but I've had them for a little while, and the goal is to have at least 3 or 4 in each tank.
Very good.
And in the front tank, I actually want to have a school of tanks.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
when you're scuba diving in the wild, you see hundreds and thousands of them going at the rock at any given time.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to recreate at least a portion of that in that front tank.
Absolutely, that's amazing. So I love the systems on here. The plumbing is again immaculate, beautiful, stunning. What is you said your focus is seahorses, but what if you have an aquarium at home? What do you personally keep?
It would be seahorses and coral.
There you go, perfect.
So when you have as many tanks as I have here and the size of this, you really don't want an aquarium at home.
No, I understand that. As a fish store owner, it is very difficult to do water changes here and then go home and do more water changes.
Yeah, and the good thing with this, most of it is automated on the system, so I at least have that part taken care of.
That's amazing.
But I still do manual testing and all that, and I also offer that for my customers here, down even including like even including doing like microscope work for them.
Perfect.
And, identification of algae and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not going to try even a little bit to say the word that you're looking for, but I know what you mean.
yeah, it's been a long day.
Somebody in the comment section is screaming.
Yeah.
But you also told me you built all of these systems yourself.
Yes.
That is stunning. That
This
is
the
amazing.
Ultra clear glass from, I believe I got glass cages in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And
Joe's awesome.
Yeah, they provided the glass itself, and we decided to put it together because we were really trying to just figure out exactly what we wanted.
Beautiful.
And they're all Euro braced at the top. They do hold this canopy, which can be raised and lowered if needed. And they have the radiant lights underneath.
Oh, I see. There's winches. Like there's, oh my goodness. So for sales out of these systems, you will raise them up and then raise them back or put them back down?
We can. We have small ladders, and this is
Okay.
like one of the pain points with the store, but to be able to have it at eye level so you can actually see what you're getting versus having to look down.
Agreed.
Or, like what you traditionally see. I just wanted it to be at least eye level.
I've talked about in my store the same thing. Any display tank or, and not my sales tanks, of course, but any display tank that I have, I want always to be at eye level for somebody that is 6 foot or shorter. And so it's like 3 foot display panels, making sure that it's in that range, because for some reason this just looks so much bigger. Think back to when you were a kid and you looked into aquariums. Every aquarium has like a 30-inch, well, actually right here, a base that's right at your hip. And then when you're a kid, you're looking at it like this and looking up at it, and it's just so awe-inspiring. So getting back to that with looking at the things you're trying to buy right at eye level or even looking up at it is just gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful system. And how tall is that? Because is that 4 foot panel?
The panels themselves, so it's 3.5 feet off the ground, I believe, and then that's when the aquarium starts, and then it's a 4 foot panel from that point.
Oh my gosh,
And
that
this
is,
would be solid glass.
that's gonna be so cool. You guys can't see it in the video, I guarantee it, but that is a massive aquarium, and I'm so excited to come back. So the other thing that we were talking about earlier is that you're opening another store at the same time?
Yes, we just secured a warehouse just south of here in Berea, and this is a 2,000 square foot store, but that will be a little bit over 8,000 square feet.
Beautiful.
And that we're going to focus on both freshwater and saltwater there, but we're going to have a saltwater, a reef farm, a coral farm.
Beautiful.
So that people can see how the sausage is made, so to speak, when it comes to coral farming and what it really takes.
Absolutely. That's amazing. I'm so excited that you're coming to Kentucky. I wish you all the success in the world, and I'm so excited to come back and see you again. Is there anything else that you want to say to anybody that may be near here and be able to shop with you?
Sure. So we focus on beginner hobbyists as well as seasoned hobbyists. If you've been in the hobby and you've become frustrated with it, it's generally because you didn't have somebody that taught you the proper way of doing it. And there's multiple ways of doing everything, but I come from a science background with the understanding of what is actually happening and going on. So I try to educate my customers to be able to be successful in this hobby, because when you're successful hobbyists spend more money. And when you're a store like this, in an area like Kentucky, you have to do what you can to be able to bring that in. So even with the displays that we have on here, the idea behind this, they're all touchscreen. Instead of having everything written on here, we'll be able to see you'll see the pricing on here right now, but this will be a knowledge base. So you can click on, for example, frog spawn, and know exactly how you take care of it and what the parameters and whatnot need to be, where it needs to be placed in the tank, and
Wow.
whether or not it's aggressive, and several other things. And we'll also have an ability for you to send that to your phone so you can refer to it later.
That is amazing. I'm so impressed with that. That may be my favorite part of the entire store. And I'm going to talk to you about that later. That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, ADA accessibility is really important for me.
Yeah.
Personally. So everything in here is ADA accessible, and this is accessible for people that are in wheelchairs. So that was always something that was important for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, I want to make this hobby as accessible to everyone as possible.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on the store. I know that you are going to be you're going to be so successful. And I am so excited to see it grow from here. Guys, I hope your tanks are doing well, and I will see you next time.